Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick, and welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast. Today, we are going to do our first mock draft of the season using my drafting tool. It's called My Perfect Fantasy Draft. It is online, ready for you to use today, and let me just say this. It was an awesome draft. I am so happy with the players I ended up with. I think you'll like it too, so definitely check it out. Here we go.
Listen up. It's time for the Fantasy Maverick podcast, starring the guy who's going to help you win that fantasy championship, Jimmy Maverick.
Hello there, friends. It's Jimmy Maverick, and welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Maverick podcast. And today we are going to do a mock draft using My Perfect Fantasy Draft. That is my live draft tool that will help you absolutely dominate on draft day this fantasy season. So we're going to get right to it, and I just want to invite you to please go to my website, which is FantasyFootballMaverick.com. Yes, it's that hard to remember. But when you go there, you're going to see all these buttons available to let you start the app. And just to let you know, my app is available exclusively through my website. It is a web-based app, so all you need is an internet-connected device, be it a phone, a tablet, or a computer, and you'll be able to access the app, access the list. And I'd like to invite you, if you haven't already subscribed, to please sign up and try it out. There is a free version of the app available. It is a limited version of the app, but you can use it for standard points leagues, 12-team leagues, and you can try it out and see how it works. And so that's what we're going to do today. Today we're going to do a mock draft on FantasyPros. This is just a draft simulator, but we're going to use standard point scoring. We're going to do a 12-team draft, and we are going to randomize what pick we're going to pick. And so it's going to give us the fifth pick in the draft. That's an interesting position. And this is going to be your standard setup for fantasy football. So one quarterback position, two running backs, two wide receivers, a tight end, one flex, one kicker, one defense, and 6 bench slots. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through and we're going to start the draft right now. And we're going to get, obviously, it's going to be pretty obvious who's going to be the first players taken. It's going to be CMC. It's going to be Saquon. It's going to be, well, look at this. Let's take a look. Who ended up getting taken? Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Zeke Elliott, and Alvin Kamara got taken. Michael Thomas did not get taken, but you can see who is still available here. So let's go ahead and what we're going to do is we're going to start the app. And the way I set this app up is that you can create a fully customized draft list in minutes. It's 3 easy questions to get started, and you can further customize it once you're in the app. But when you first come in, it's going to ask you 3 questions. And the first one is, how does your league score points? Now, if you're in the free version, you'll only have access to the standard points, but if you subscribe, you'll have access to all the point schedules, plus you can create a customized point schedule if you want. So we're going to go standard points. Question 2 is, do you want to engage Jimmy's recommended player filters? I have over 30 different filters available that you can use to basically curate your list of players. But if you don't want to bother with trying to figure out who you should keep or who you shouldn't, you can utilize my filters to take out what I consider the riskiest players for this fantasy season. In this case, we're not going to utilize that. We're just going to keep all the players on the list. And now it's asking about draft mode. We're going to skip that just so we can take a look at the list real quick and I can get you oriented. So when you come in, you've got this is the regular list of players as you've normally seen in a million different places, right? You got your top 250 players list here. You've got position filters here. So if you want to look at specifically a certain type of player, you can filter it that way. You will see that here are all the players. Next to many of the players are little icons. I say it looks a lot like Lucky Charms right now on my app. If you want to find out what these different icons mean, you can just click the legend button and it brings up what all the different icons are. Basically, any icon that's not red is generally a good icon for the player. The red ones are not good, though. Likewise, you can see what all the different columns are here, and you can see that the players are sorted by their expected draft position. But what the app has done is, first of all, it's given every player a value rank based on standard point scoring. So you have that available. The Outlook rating is a scale of 1 to 5 stars, and it's based on positive and negative criteria about a player. team situations, volume that they can be expected to receive, things like coaching changes, injuries. A lot of these icons do have impact on the Outlook score. So obviously the red icons have negative impact on the Outlook score, and the green, any of the other colors really have positive impact on the Outlook score. Likewise, on the end, you'll see the reliability and consistency ratings. Reliability is either low, medium, or high. Consistency is a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is best, so you want as high a score as possible. So the best kind of player is a player that has an excellent value rank, a 5-star Outlook rating, a high reliability, and a 10 out of 10 on consistency. That's like the perfect kind of player for your fantasy football team. Those are the kind of players you want. Of course, not a lot of players fit into that category, especially after the first round or two. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this into draft mode. And what draft mode is going to do is it's going to break this list down round by round. And we are picking 5th. And it's going to, what it basically does is when you are looking at, you can see these buttons that just popped up. This represents each round of your draft. And what you're looking at, when you're looking at round 1, you're going to see all the players between your first pick and your second pick with a little bit of overlap on each side. And you will see that there's some new icons on the board. The gun represents a long shot, which means it's a player that has less than a 50% chance of making it to your pick. Saquon, Zeke, Michael Thomas actually did make it. And you'll see the little hands here. That means it's a reach, which means on the next round, those guys are going to be long shots. So if you see a reach player that looks really good and you don't want to gamble with the fact that whether or not he'll be available on your next pick, you want to take him early. So this is going to give you a little help there. And you can also see the order of the players has changed because it's no longer ordered by their draft position. Instead, it's ordered by what's called their VORC score. So we already talked about value, reliability, consistency, and outlook, the VORC score. Based on how they score on each of those 4 criteria, they get points. Those points are added up, and then it's sorted by that. So you can see that the top scoring players are Zeke Elliott and Saquon Barkley, who score 79 and 78 points. But right below them is Alvin Kamara at 75, who did also get taken early. But next up, you can see that Kenyon Drake is the next highest ranked player. He scores very well on all my metrics. So it's not surprising to see him up here, but you can see the little hands next to him. So we can gamble. We can say that we can just hope that he'll be available for our next pick because I'm more inclined to get someone, like in this case, Dalvin Cook is next on my list. He's got a contract year. That's what that little gold $sign means. The upward arrow means there's been an upward trend in his usage in each of the past 3 seasons. He's got a 5-star outlook, medium reliability, 8 out of 10 on consistency. He scores 62 VORC points. That's pretty darn good. I am very comfortable with taking Dalvin Cook because I love players on their contract year. Now, let's see here. Is this showing me the rest of the screen? It's not. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take Dalvin Cook. So we will go ahead and we'll draft him with our first pick. And now let me go look at the draft board here. So we've got, after me, it was Tyreek Hill, DeAndre Hopkins, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams. Michael Thomas got taken 11th. That's kind of crazy. I don't expect that to happen in the real world. Then it circled around. Aaron Jones started the second round. Julio Jones, Nick Chubb, Lamar Jackson, Miles Sanders, Mike Evans, and then Travis Kelce. The first tight end came off the board. It's back to me, and lo and behold, our long shot did make it back to us, and you will see that Kenyon Drake is at the very top of the list for the second round. I'm just going to minimize this. This is just my recommendations list, but Kenyon Drake, he doesn't appear on the recommend list because he's a long shot. Long shots don't appear on the recommends because, like I said, the odds of getting them are typically 50-50 or less, so you can't count on it, but in this case, it worked out to our advantage. Had Kenyon Drake been taken, Miles Sanders would have been my next choice. But Kenyon Drake, awesome VORC score in the second round. You can also see that from the first round to the second round, his VORC score went up, and that's because of the value component increased because on the first round we were looking at pick number 5, and the second round we're looking at pick number 20. So he's more valuable now at pick 20 than he was at pick 5. That makes sense, right? So we are absolutely going to go ahead and we are going to take Kenyon Drake with our second pick. Let's see here. Where is he? There you are. Now you can see there's some other players, Godwin, Golladay, Kittle. These guys are also on the list. There's Golladay. He was also a long shot. Kittle's right there. He's also a long shot. So a lot of long shots made it to us. That is kind of surprising. But you can see that they all score less than Drake as far as the Vork score goes. So I'm going to go, like I said, with the app recommendation. I love Drake this season. I think he's an excellent choice. So we will go ahead now. Players, so let's see here. Who after us, who went off? Godwin, Kittle, Golladay, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's really early for him. Then we got Odell Beckham, Amari Cooper, Jonathan Taylor, Patrick Mahomes, the first quarterback coming off the board, and it's back to us. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he was the second. Lamar Jackson already came off. So this is what I'm expecting here. Both tight ends, both quarterbacks coming off. I expect when we get into actual live drafts with people, all four of those guys are going to be gone in the second round. They're not going to make it to the third round. But in this case, Patrick Mahomes did. So let's go back to our app. We're going to click on the third round and take a look at the third round players. The app is recommending Le'Veon Bell, Chris Carson, and Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley I very much like for fantasy football this year. You can see he is a reach. So we could take a gamble here that he would make it to us on our next pick. Likewise, Robert Woods is a great choice. I have said that the third round is a really excellent option for taking your first wide receiver. And if we look at, let's see here, if we look at who is available, see the cheat sheets, and this reduced screen is not showing me, it's just showing me this part of the list. We're going to hide the drafted. So let's see who's still at the top for wide receivers. A.J. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Adam Thielen. Actually, that's one that I very much like. Is Thielen on here? Oh, yes, he is. He's down here. But again, doesn't score great on the Vork score. I mean, obviously he had some issues last year, some health issues. But I'm totally comfortable with going running back. Now, if we wait till the next round, who's going to be like the best wide receiver we're going to be able to get? And if we look, Calvin Ridley's the long shot. Cortland Sutton, I would love to be able to get one of them. If one of them made it to the next round, that'd be great. Otherwise, we're talking Tyler Lockett, Devontae Parker, Keenan Allen. Those guys don't rate real well. Lockett would be an okay choice. I hate his consistency. His consistency is a 2 out of 10. Very, very poor. And those of you that had Lockett last year know exactly what I mean. How he just disappeared in the second half of the season. I don't know what happened after being incredible in the first half. But we can what do you think? I mean, should we just gamble here and hope that maybe Ridley or Sutton makes it to our next pick in the fourth round and instead go in this round, go with the number one ranked player, Le'Veon Bell, whose value rank is 10. That's why, just an amazing score here. If we take Bell, we will have 3 top 10 running backs on our team, which is unbelievable that you can do that this season. So I'm inclined to go for Bell. I think I'll go for Bell, and let's see what happens for the fourth round. See who makes it back to us. I'm totally comfortable with, who we're going to get in a wide receiver on the next round. So let's see here. Where is he? There is Bell right there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to draft him. Reed. So after me, we got, Eckler came off, then Gordon, Singletary, Carson, and Fournette. So a lot of running backs came off there. Adam Thielen, Terry McLaurin came off. Then at the beginning of the fourth round, we got David Montgomery, Todd Gurley, Cooper Kupp, James Conner, Cortland Sutton, Mark Ingram, David Johnson, and look at that. Calvin Ridley did make it back to us. And also, I do not see Robert Woods. Robert Woods made it back to us as well. So let's see. There's a little bug in here. All right. So if we look at just the wide receivers, you see that Ridley scores the best as far as the Vork score goes. Fair value, 5-star outlook, high reliability, 8 out of 10 on consistency. Just a great player overall. But I want to look at Woods. And what you'll see is down here below the player list, you'll see what's called the remove players. And this is every player that from prior rounds, okay, and you can restore them to this round to see how they rank if you want. So Woods did make it back to us. So let's restore Woods onto the list. And where does Woods sit? Woods is actually below Calvin Ridley. All right. So he scores very well. But I got to say, man, this is a wonderful gift that we got Ridley here. So let's go ahead and take Ridley. I really like his upside this year. I think he has a chance that he can outperform Julio Jones. And just the fact that they got rid of Austin Hooper, there's more targets. I think more targets going to go his way. So let's go ahead. We got Ridley as our wide receiver 1. Boy, I got to say, I'm really liking this team right now. It's a very nice team. So now let's see what happened after we picked. So after Calvin Ridley, let's see here. A.J. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Mark Andrews, Allen Robinson, Raheem Mostert, DJ Moore, A.J. Green, Keenan Allen. Holy cow, I can't believe it. Robert Woods made it to the 5th round. That is crazy. Now, of course, this is standard points, so I'm sure that he's a little bit suppressed on the list. But let's just go ahead and restore him because he's at the top of the list now, man. Look at that Vork score. That is amazing. High reliability, 4-star outlook, 5 out of 10 consistency, which is average. That's good. As long as it's 5 or more, I'm fine with that consistency rating. Value rank, 34. We're at pick 53. We're getting like 2 rounds of value out of Robert Woods right now. So I'm totally happy with this. Let's also look and see what tight ends are available right now, because this is also the time I like to take tight ends. And holy cow, look at this. Zach Ertz also available, still available. Where are you, Zach Ertz? We'll restore him. Where is he? Ertz, not as high. Where the heck did he go? Oh, we got it filled. No, let's look at tight ends. Where is he? Okay, it didn't restore Ertz. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Ertz comes in. All right, not that great. Okay, so I think we definitely need to go ahead, and we are going to go ahead and take we're going to take the gift of Robert Woods with this pick. That is just unbelievable bargain. Look, Devontae Parker's still available, but I do not like Parker this year. But Robert Woods, absolutely, I'll take him every single time. And now we're going to move on to the 6th round. So we've already got, we got our 3 running backs. We've got 2 wide receivers. We still need a tight end. We still need a quarterback. I think we can wait on the quarterback. But let's see what tight ends are still available here. So let's go back to the draft board, and we're going to see that since our pick, who got taken next? So Devontae Parker went right after us. Then Marlon Mack, DK Metcalf, T.Y. Hilton, Tyler Lockett, Zach Ertz, Darius Geis. And then at the beginning of the 5th round, we got Darren Waller, Cam Akers, Deshaun Watson, Deebo Samuel, Tyler Higbee, Russell Wilson, DeAndre Swift. So now it's back to us. And a lot of tight ends came off. So as far as what tight ends are still available, if we look at the tight end list, right now, stupid little bug, I'm going to get you. If we look at the tight ends, Hunter Henry, Evan Engram, Jared Cook. Let's take a look at what my app says for the 6th round for the tight ends. Who does it like? Evan Engram is good, but he's dealing with an injury right now, and I don't like that. He's also had declining usage, low reliability. I don't like that. Higbee would have been a good choice here, I think. But you can see very poor Vork score on these players. And you're going to find that tight ends are typically overvalued relative to their draft position. And there are some actually really good options that are available later. So I think we can still wait. I wouldn't mind going back to quarterback. Oh, can I get you, you little bastard? Get you. Got him. Tagged him. Got him. All right. Excellent. So let's go see what else it's recommending. So it is recommending 6th round. We could take Josh Allen for the quarterback, Sony Michel, running back. We could take our 4th running back. I think Sony Michel's a great choice as a 4th running back. Tyler Boyd, very solid wide receiver option, I think, for this year. Despite the fact that he's playing with a rookie quarterback, I think he definitely has some value here. Jarvis Landry is another one I really like. Now, he is also recovering from that core muscle surgery, so he is still listed as injured, which hurts his outlook rating. Once that goes away, he would be recommended and I do believe Landry is still available. He is still sitting there on the board, as is Diggs and Chark. Now, those guys I don't like nearly as much. Chark is, let's see here. Where is Chark? If we look at the wide receivers, Chark, let's restore him. Yeah, Chark does not score that well. And Diggs, where is Diggs? Here he is. We can restore him as well. Diggs does not score well either. These guys are both, as you can see, they both popped in as long shots. Jarvis is the highest rated wide receiver. But we do have the option to take Sony Michel. Kareem Hunt is also available here. And was Hunt even supposed to make it? Hunt is another one, ranks very, very well this year. I love his VORC score. Look at that, 83 out of 100. By the way, the VORC score is out of 100 points. So all these players are getting excellent VORC scores. I actually prefer Kareem Hunt to Sony Michel. So let's go ahead and we'll take him. And he's going to be our 4th running back. So that is amazing. That is a great deal. So let's see here, where is it? Oh, there's Kareem Hunt. Okay, so after Kareem Hunt, Hunter Henry came off, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. So 3 quarterbacks came off right in a row there. We might want to look at quarterbacks right now. Stephon Diggs, Sony Michel, J.K. Dobbins, Kerryon Johnson also came off. So it's back to us. We still need a tight end. We still need a quarterback. Let's go back and let's see here. The quarterbacks, who is it recommending for quarterbacks on this round? So in the 7th round, what do we got? Matt Ryan is at the top of the list for quarterbacks right now. There's also Aaron Rodgers, Carson Wentz. Those guys are reaches, so we could potentially wait another round if we wanted to go that route. Likewise, a favorite of mine is Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones, you can wait pretty long. You can wait till the 10th round to take him. We could just continue to stock up on running backs and wide receivers here. So let's look at the running backs, who's available here. Lindsey, I love that choice. If we wanted to go that route. Sony Michel, I believe he is still available. James White, another good choice. Let's see here. For wide receivers, Michael Gallup, I think he would be excellent as well. He doesn't score as well on the VORC score, but I got to say, man, geez, do we want to go? I mean, do we want to go with another running back and have 5 running backs? Now, I did a recording about optimal position allocation, and I did say that you, like in this case, you would need 4 wide receivers. You need 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, 1 kicker, 1 defense, and then everyone else should be running backs. Now, I'm thinking it might be actually a good idea to get ourselves another receiver here. Gallup is a great choice. We also got Edelman, and there's Tyler Boyd, and I think Boyd did make it back to us. Did he make it back? Oh, that's right. Landry's still there. So Landry's still there. Boyd is still there. Oh, holy cow. These are amazing. These are great. These are great choices. Tight ends, who's still available? Got Ingram, Cook, Hooper, Font. Now, who do I like late? I love Hayden Hurst right now. Hayden Hurst is a guy that I'm really, really big on. I think he is going to have a huge year at Atlanta. So I think we might want to just wait for Hurst. We can totally wait on our quarterback right now if we wanted to go that route. But I love the idea of going with Jarvis Landry here. You know, if we were late in the season and he still had that injury designation, if we were late in preseason, almost time for the regular season to start, he still had this injury designation. He was not playing. He was not participating. He was not practicing. No way would I take him. But we're going to assume that he's going to be okay for the regular season. And I like him very much. He offers fantastic value. Let's see here. Where is he? He is Landry. If we restore him right at the top of the list, highest Vork point. Value rank is 51st. We're at 77. Again, we're getting like 2 rounds of value out of him by taking him here. So let's go ahead. We'll take Landry because we do need to get 4 wide receivers. Love that choice, man. That is a great choice. And, of course, I see that Philip Lindsay came off. That's not surprising. But let's see here. So where are we at? So after us, Drew Brees got taken off. Carson Wentz, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. So there's been obviously a run on quarterbacks. I think we should take our quarterback. This is telling me that these quarterbacks are coming off very quickly. But let's hear who else came off. DJ Chark, Michael Gallup, another one that I liked. Marvin Jones, Keyshawn Vaughn, Tyler Boyd, another one that I liked. Damian Williams, Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, Marquise Brown. So now it is back to us again. And I think, well, let's take a look at the tight ends. None of the tight ends came off. That's interesting. Quarterbacks now. Matt Ryan is the top quarterback available. Daniel Jones is only 2 away. So this is the time we need to take our quarterback now. And when I get into live drafts, I always track how many quarterbacks have come off the board because sometimes they come off super quick like this, and sometimes they come off way slower than you would expect. So this is kind of like my trigger to take Daniel Jones, but I love Matt Ryan as well. Again, if we're in the 8th round here and we're looking at quarterbacks, what do we got? We'll see. We got Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford. So it basically Matt Ryan is already assumed to be gone, but he is not. He's still here. 77 Vork points at this point in the draft. I love that. Bounce back season, upward trend in usage, 5-star outlook, high reliability. I think he's going to be great this year, and now we'll have him stacked with Calvin Ridley. I love that too. So let's go ahead. We're going to take Matt Ryan, and And so now, if we go back to the draft board. After Matt Ryan, let's see, Ronald Jones came off, and the first defense came off. San Francisco 49ers, Jordan Howard, Julian Edelman, John Brown, Matt Breida, CeeDee Lamb, and Tevin Coleman, and it's back to us. So no tight ends have been taken in a while now. It's been several rounds. Look at how laggy it is. Like the last one was taken in the what is that, the 6th round, I guess? Nothing else since then. We're in the 9th round now, so let's just look at the 9th round and see what the system likes. So it's recommending, Marlon Mack came off way earlier than came off a long time ago. Someone took him way too early. Sterling Shepard, a great wide receiver choice. But here's another running back who I like, Darrell Henderson. I think he's got a great opportunity here. I do like Cam Akers as well, but we're talking 9th round pick. We can take Darrell Henderson as our 5th running back. That's fantastic value. If we look at tight ends this round, Hayden Hurst. Now this is where it's recommending that we take Hayden Hurst, which I would tend to agree. I think there's going to be a ton of them that are going to go very quickly here. But he's got a 5-star outlook, just a medium reliability. But I have him as a breakout player. That's what that little fist bump is. And I really, really like his upside. So I think let's go ahead. We'll take our tight end now here in the 9th round. That's just fantastic, man. I just love that. So we'll go and we'll find Hayden. And there's still a ton of tight ends available ahead of him. But I got to say, Hayden Hurst has huge breakout potential this year. So let's go ahead and take him. And we will wait for all the picks to come through. We'll take a look who got taken off there. So after Hayden Hurst, we got Latavius Murray, Christian Kirk, Darius Slayton, Rashad Penny, Mike Williams. Darrell Henderson came off. That's too bad. Duke Johnson, Preston Williams, Zach Moss. Sterling Shepard came off. That's too bad. James White. I liked him too. Justin Jackson. Austin Hooper came off, another tight end. Alexander Madison. So let's take a look here. So we're in the 10th round now, and we've got all of our positions covered. So we're just going for depth. We do really need to get our 4th wide receiver. I don't want to wait too long on that. If we look at wide receivers, Jamison Crowder, who I believe is still available. I think he's a great choice here. He is a long shot, 3-star rating. Mecole Hardman is the one that's being recommended as a reach. We could gamble that Mecole Hardman would make it another round. Running backs, who do we got? We got, Darrell Henderson, he was taken. Tevin Coleman, I think he was also taken, so I don't really like that. Who is still available as far as running backs go? Who's the top running back? Cohen, Pollard. Boston Scott is one that I like. Chase Edmonds I like also. And he'd be a good backup to Kenyon Drake, who we already got. So those are good. Although I thought those guys would be available in later rounds, because I think, look, there's Boston Scott as an 11th round recommendation. And we are on the short side of our turnaround, right? We're on the short end. Yeah, it's the short end. Boy, this is a little tough. So, here's where it's recommending we take Daniel Jones. Obviously, he's still available. Baker Mayfield, Mecole Hardman. But like I said, when we were looking here, Jamison Crowder, I believe he is still available. So let's just go to the cheat sheet and we'll look at wide receivers. And there he is right there. Let's absolutely take Jamison Crowder. He's our fourth and final wide receiver. We're not going to worry about any other wide receivers. And if we look at the draft board, it looks like a couple of more backups came off. Emmanuel Sanders, Jerry Jeudy, Robbie Anderson, Evan Ingram, another tight end came off. Then Tariq Cohen, Tony Pollard, Chase Edmonds, who I really wanted. New England Patriots got selected. Back to us. I think we definitely go running back here. And Boston Scott was the 11th round recommendation for running backs, either him or Duke Johnson. I got to say, I like Boston Scott a little bit more. So why don't we go with that? So we will go ahead and go to wide receiver. And where are you, Boston Scott? Oh, why am I not seeing him? Let's do a search. Oh, there he is. I'm just blind sometimes. Right at the top of the list. Of course I didn't see him. Okay, Boston Scott. We'll take him. And if we are looking at our... Okay, let's wait for everybody to cycle through here. So if we're looking at our roster, so we've got Jarvis Landry, Jamison Crowder, Kareem Hunt, Boston Scott. Let's keep loading up on running backs. Let's see who it's recommending in the 12th round for running backs. Let's see here. We've got, 12th round. Boston Scott still appears because he's still listed as possibly being available. Zach Moss, Tony Pollard. I think Pollard already got taken, but I'm not really interested in him. Who is it recommending? So Jalen Reagor, if we wanted to go another wide receiver, which I really don't want to. And one thing I like to say is if you don't find any players that you really like, I think Zach Moss also got taken already. But anyway, let's go to the next round and see what running backs are, 13th round running backs are coming off. Again, not great choices. I'm not really thrilled here. Let's jump one more ahead. Okay, Antonio Gibson. There's a guy who I really like for the upcoming season. We're going to take him super early, but he's been going earlier and earlier. But I love the idea of getting someone like Gibson. He's basically going into the Chris Thompson role in Washington. And that whole backfield is such a mess right now. I think he can carve out a significant role for himself. So let's go ahead. We'll find Gibson. And there he is, right there. All right, we'll draft Gibson. And we'll have one more bench slot to fill. So is there anyone else that we like here? Chase Edmonds got taken already. That was a bummer. Any other running backs that we could get late? Here's the other guy I want. Joshua Kelly, Chargers running back. Obviously everyone talks about Austin Eckler, but Austin Eckler is not a lead dog. He's not going to be a workhorse. He's going to be like the third down, change of pace, passing down guy. Joshua Kelly's the guy that's going to come in, and Justin Jackson is not the player that's going to do it. It's going to be Joshua Kelly. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Joshua Kelly with my last spot. Where is he? Kell. Did he get taken? Oh, I think he did. I think he got taken. Let's look at the draft board here real quick, because I bet you he got taken. So we took Gibson, then Peterson, Jefferson, Roethlisberger, Jared Cook, A.J. Dillon, Justice Hill, Joshua Kelly got taken two before me. Royce Freeman, yowza. All right. Let's keep looking here. Are there any other running backs that have any interest at all to me? I think that might be it. Jalen Richard, Jalen Samuels. Ugh, not really interested in those guys. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Let's go back to the, where are we? We're in the 13th round. 13th round. Who is it recommending? It's recommending, okay, so we got a couple of good wide receivers who I think have some nice upside. Curtis Samuel, Alan Lazard. I think both these guys are still available on the draft board. Let's go ahead and let's look at the wide receivers. So, look at that. Ruggs is still on the board. There's Curtis Samuel. There's Jalen Reagor. There's Alan Lazard. Okay, so there's some good choices here. I'm going to go with Curtis Samuel because it's a contract year for him. I think he offers some nice upside relative to his draft position. A value rank is 102 versus our pick 149, so we got serious value out of taking him. I know he has been less than impressive in his career so far, but I just like the upside potential given that it is a contract year. So let's go ahead. We'll take him. And we'll let it circle around. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to take the final 2 picks, and then we'll come back. We'll look at what Fantasy Pros gave us, but we're going to look at what players I picked through the app and see how they rate, and we will go from there. So I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. So Fantasy Pros gave me a B on this team, and I bet you they dinged me bad for my tight end. But I got to say, man, I freaking love this team. This team is so good. Look at how it rates in my app. Look at all the stars, 4- and 5-star players pretty much across the board. Jarvis Landry is actually a 3-star guy once you remove the injury designation. So Landry and Crowder, my 2 bench wide receivers, are 3 stars. They're the lowest rated. I got 2 breakout potentials with Hayden Hurst and Antonio Gibson, so I love that. Contract year players, Dalvin Cook, Boston Scott, Curtis Samuel, amazing. Look at all the upward trend arrows. That's what these upward arrows mean. It means they've got an increasing usage in each of the past 3 seasons. Bounce back players, Le'Veon Bell, Robert Woods, Kareem Hunt, Matt Ryan. I mean, holy cow, this is a killer team. This is so good. High and mid reliability across the entire board except for Boston Scott. Again, a bench running back, my 6th running back. Likewise, I got Philadelphia Eagles for my defense. I got Will Lutz as my kicker. I don't think that's very highly possible that I'd be able to get Will Lutz that late in the draft, but that's kind of how Fantasy Pros does it. But I got to say, man, this is an amazing team. This is such a good team. So much green here and gold. I love that. I love those colors. That is how you win a draft, man. This is a rock solid team, top to bottom. The only part that I'm missing is probably I'm missing an elite wide receiver 1, but I think both Ridley and Woods have the potential to be ones by the end of the season. But that's how you do it, man. So that's kind of how the app works. And I hope you saw the value in it there and what it was helping me look at and the players I was just like looking to avoid. One of the nice things about when you're in draft mode, because it's sorting it by the VORK score, you just need to focus on the guys at the top of the list. Look at the top 6 or 7 players, and you can ignore basically everyone else below that. But it was very good at anticipating when people were going to be available at certain times. It was able to identify the reaches and when they may or may not be available on the next round. We did gamble a couple times. It came through. Other times we got burned. That's how it goes in these drafts. But at least you have the knowledge to be able to do that. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. This went very well. I'm very happy with this team. Like I said, I would be thrilled to take this team in with me to this fantasy season because I think it is an absolutely bone-crushing team. Fantastic value, too. By the way, that's the other thing I wanted to say is look at the value on this team. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 players with top 50 value. And actually, we almost got 7 because Jarvis is 51st in value. So we got 7 players in the first the 50 most valuable players, we got 7 of them for this fantasy season. That is amazing. That is really, really good. So, and Matt Ryan, again, rock solid QB1, going to throw for a ton of yards. And I love the upside of Hayden Hurst. So as our tight end, I think he's going to be great. But this is how you do it, man. This is how you win your draft. This is how you set your team off on the right foot forward. Again, reliable players that you can count on. Lots of decent consistency numbers. Most of the low consistency players are my bench players, so I'm not too worried about it. But the starters, rock solid. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it. Like I said, go to my website, fantasyfootballmaverick.com, sign up, try the app out for yourself, see what you think. It's got lots of great information in there for players this year. And like I said, we'll be doing more mock drafts later on, but this is a great first start. I'm very happy with how it's coming along right now. So thank you very much. Have yourself a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.